So first I'm going to start with a primer. It's a color correcting primer. The green is going to correct any redness in my face, which I have a lot of. And it also has purple, which is going to brighten, and a little bit of an orange, which is going to cancel out any dark spots. I have freckles, so I usually like to get in and fix those. Then I'm going to go in with a pore filling primer around my nose, above my lip, on my chin, just to kind of fill in those little holes on my face. I'm not a huge fan of them. Now I'm going to use this green color corrector on a pimple that I have just to tone out some of the redness of that. I'm going to be going over it with concealer in a little bit, but this will just help to cover it a little bit more. Now I'm digging into foundation. This is more of a medium coverage. This look I want to keep kind of natural, so I'll usually pick something that's going to cover just the basic issues all over, and then I'll correct with a concealer. I'm someone who likes to fake tan, so now I'm just going to add a little bit of a darker color to the mix just to give me a little bit more of a golden undertone. Now I'm just going to blend this in using a beauty blender. I find that bouncing the product in tends to make it look a little bit more natural than a brush. You're not going to have any strokes. And this look is just supposed to help imitate your skin, but a little bit better. Now I'm going to dig into a concealer. Like I said, this is going to be the most heavy product, so I usually like to go under my eyes and on any problem areas I have. So again, that pimple, I went in and added a little bit more coverage just to make sure that that's nice and concealed. Going in with a lighter shade under my eye is going to help to contour my face, giving myself a little bit more of a chiseled look. I tend to have a very round face, and I like to give myself a little bit more of a snatched look. Now I'm going to go in with concealer down my nose just to give that a little bit more coverage. That's where I tend to lose a little bit of my makeup. Plus, this is going to help the contouring process as well. Now I'm going to add a little bit to the chin just to bring that forward. Anywhere that you're highlighting is going to bring that forward. Anywhere that you're contouring is going to give it a shadow. So usually people contour their chin, above the lip like I'm doing here, down the nose, under the eyes, and if someone has a big forehead, down the forehead as well. Now I'm just going to go ahead and set that so it stays in place all day, which is a light powder. Now I'm just going to dust that powder all over the place just to keep the foundation set. Now I'm going to start with bronzer and just start to bring that shadow in on my cheek like I was talking about. This is going to help to chisel out my cheeks. Like I said, I have a very round face. I'm going to bring in a little bit on my forehead just to kind of give it some more contouring. Now I'm going to go in with a smaller brush and a bit of a darker shade to really deepen up that contour. As you can see, it's already giving me a lift of a cheekbone that I did not have before. Now I'm going to contour my nose. I tend to have a button nose, but I like to make it just a little bit smaller. Now I'm going to start on my brows. I zoomed in so you guys could see this process. My eyebrows probably take the longest in a makeup routine. I already have pretty good brows, but I like to make them a little bit more full. So right now I'm using a brow pomade. It's like a gel consistency. I use that with a brush and just kind of make them a little bit more thick and defined. I'm going to stay more darker on that outer corner that I'm focusing on, and then I'm going to stay a little bit lighter with the shade towards the inside just to make them a little bit more natural. With this technique, you want to stick with the strokes of your eyebrows, so your hair towards the end typically grow down, so you're going to use downward strokes, whereas inside towards your nose, you're going to use upward strokes because those hairs tend to grow in an upward fashion. This will help the look a little bit more natural, but you're still accentuating what you want to accentuate. And here's the difference. It's crazy. So now I'm going to start with my eyes. I'm going to define that crease. It's right above the lid with a little bit of a warm brown shade. This is going to help to give my eyes a little bit more of a deep set look. I have hooded eyes, so I like to give myself the look that I have a good crease. Now I'm just going to blend that out with just some random nude shade just to give it a nice natural blend. I'm going to take a smaller, more concentrated brush and work that in on that crease and really deepen it out. I chose orange for this look because orange really makes blue eyes pop, and I love my eyes, so that is a feature I would definitely like to accentuate. So anything that's going to be more warm on the orange brown side is going to help to make those really blue. Now I'm just going to take that original brush and blend the first color and the second color together, again just so that it all looks natural and blended. Now I'm taking an even smaller brush with a darker brown shade to really deepen it out. Those first two shades were just to kind of help blend. This will give me that nice defined crease that I'm looking for. I'm going to go all the way to the inner corners of my eyes so that it's a full-on lid, and then I'm going to bring it out to the outer corner with a little bit of a wing. I have very small eyes, so I like to make them look larger. Now I'm going to go in with a concealer and cut the crease and define my lid. As I said before, I have hooded eyes, so I'm going just a bit above where my eyelid is to make myself look like I have a little bit larger of a lid, making my eyes appear much larger than they actually are. For this look, I'm going for what is called a halo eye. You're going to say light in the middle and dark on both sides and on top. This is going to make the lid of your eye really pop and come forward, making your eyes look large while still looking natural. Now I'm just going to set that in place with a powder. Now I'm going to take that same small brush from before and I'm going to blend a dark color on my inner and outer corner in towards the center. I'm going to add a little bit more of that deep shade above the cut crease so that it's nice and blended. Now I'm going to take a little bit of an iridescent white shade, which is going to give it a little bit of a shimmer and make it pop. Now I'm going to go in with eyeliner. This step is very hard to do on camera because I do need to get close to my mirror, but I tried to film it as best as I could. I usually like to go for a nice wing liner. This is going to really make your eyes look nice and big rather than small, and it's going to give you a little bit of a cat eye look. Now I'm going to add that same iridescent shade from the lid and put it above the brow bone. This is going to give your eyebrows a nice lift and make them look like they're more arched. Then I'm going to take that same shade and put it in my inner quarter, which is going to give you a little bit more of an awake appearance. I think we all need that. Taking that same dark shade, I'm going to go under my lash line and really make that lower eye pop. This is going to give that appearance that I have a little bit larger of an eye. Now I'm going to pop on some fake lashes. This is really going to accentuate. I don't really have long lashes, so this is going to fake that appearance while again making my eye look huge. Now I'm going in with a little bit of highlight to bring forward my cheekbone, and then I'm going to add a little bit above the brow bone as well, on my nose and above my eyebrow. Now I'm just going to add a little bit of mascara on my bottom lashes. They're already huge, but it just evens it all out. Now I'm going to chisel out my jaw so I have more of a defined jawline and less of a rounded face. Now I'll be adding a little bit of a lip color. I don't like anything huge, but this is going to make it just look a little bit more tied together and make my lips look more full. And here is the completed look. So as you can see, one side of my face definitely has a lot more dimension than the other. I have a cheekbone on one side and I don't on the other. One of my eyes looks much bigger than the other. One eyebrow is much more defined, much more even. Here's a little bit of a close-up of what the eyes look like and what the face looks like. Makeup has a purpose. Everything I did in this video had a purpose. I wasn't adding something just to add it. It's to transform my face.